Hello and welcome to episode 191 of Just Keep Writing,
a podcast for writers by writers
to keep you writing.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Brent.
And we are back. The three of us are here to we're gonna play a little tonight, I have a feeling, and I'm really excited about it. I'm stoked. Brent is gonna lead us through something, and I just want to say at the top of the show, because I don't say this often enough, I want to say thanks to the people that support the show. Thanks to the people in the Discord. We love having all of you, and it's amazing. Keep writing and keep chatting with us. But I'm going to pass it to Brent.
Okay.
Right?
So, we are definitely going to be playing around tonight, having some fun. If anyone has paid attention to anything I do over the past couple of years, you'll know I'm a big proponent of the Story Engine deck and all its supplemental decks, or not even supplemental, but additional decks like Deck of Worlds, Lore Masters deck, all the expansions, all that cool stuff. And one of the main reasons I love it is that I think it does a great job in demystifying the concept of the idea. I think a lot of writers who are just starting off are, kind of trying to pursue a career or finish a book. They have this idea that the idea is a precious resource that absolutely must not be squandered. And if you have one good idea, you have to keep clicking at that good idea, working on it until, you have a finished masterpiece. And I think we've all seen people who have probably worked on something for maybe 10 plus years or something because they just are so sure that idea is, the one. And they might be right. But if the idea is to be a working writer, you have to find a way to demystify the idea. And for me, on the other opposite end of it, I have too many ideas. I know I'm never, ever going to get through them. So you might as well just have fun with it. And I feel like it's when you're playing and when you're having fun and you're letting go of anything in particular about process being precious, but especially the idea being precious, is when you can actually come across some real gems and you end up creating something fun. A few years back, me and Kwame and Balia, we did a little live play of the Story Engine game. And we came up with this one really cool concept that I still intend to do something with one day. And if anybody watched it, you might remember this, but we came up with this idea of phase in mechas. And I was just like, that is such a crazy mashup. And I have held on to it ever since. And I want to play with it one day. I don't know when it'll happen. But anyway, so we'll see if tonight produces any kind of craziness like that. So me, Marsha, and Nick, we're going to mutually construct a couple of characters. We're going to talk about what we would personally each do with these particular concepts, just to kind of show that, you can have an idea and it be interpreted 3 different ways since there's 3 of us. But so we're going to get started. First thing I'm going to have us do is we're going to kind of try to create a couple of characters. So what I'm going to have us do is we're each going to construct one part of this character. So to begin with,
one part? Okay.
Yeah, one part. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be a mutual construction.
So interested.
So now we're going to see, are we going to try to trump each other up? Or are we going to actually try to work cohesively? I'm just going to let y'all know I'm a chaos demon when it comes to this game. So I probably am going to do things to just purposely make it weird or out of pocket. So anyway, so first I'm going to have Marshall go first. We each actually have, for those listening, we each have our own decks with us right now. So we're going to be pulling cards as we're playing it. And I'll take notes so I can kind of remember what we actually choose and pull. Okay, so Marshall, I'm going to have you pull 2 character cards first. And you pick the one that you actually want to use out of those 2. But tell us, when you pull the 2, tell us what you actually got.
We're talking the agent cards, right?
Yeah, the agent cards. Sorry, I said character. Yeah, agent cards.
You're fine. All right. So I get to choose which one's on the 4.
Yeah, but tell us the 2 choices that you decide on, and then ultimately what your one choice is.
Oh boy. Okay.
So drawing down the 2, tell us, and then I'll let you pick one.
Okay, just because Brent's here and it says it, one is a dragon.
That is a good one. Okay.
Ooh, maybe I'll do that. The other one is a child.
Okay. All right, so we going with child?
Yeah.
All right, child. Okay, so we have Cajun is a child.
I have murderer and camp leader too instead of the child.
Okay, what you feeling?
Now I'm second guessing. But if his dragon's involved, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it.
Okay.
I'm feeling chaotic. I'm gonna go with a murderer.
Murderer. All right, cool. So, what would have drawn you? Like, if you weren't being chaotic, would the dragon have been the thing you were immediately drawn to?
Yeah, just because you and I talk about, black folks riding dragons and shit. And I was just thinking, I was like, well, dragons got to be on there. I mean, there's some other stuff on here, but nothing really spoke to me on that particular card.
Well, I love, this is why I love doing this as a group too, because I think as a group, you're willing to like be a little chaotic and do things that you wouldn't normally do if you were like going with your own instincts. So I love that, like right out the gate, you're doing that. All right. So Nick.
Oh, and actually one of my students mixed this in here. This is from the fantasy deck.
See, all mines are mixed. I don't keep the genres separate. Mine is just
really?
like
okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine with me. Okay. As long as I'm not messing up the game.
Nah, I love it. I mixed it all up. So
okay.
All right, Nick. So you are next now. So you're going to pick 2 engine cards. We're going to get this murderer's motivation down.
All right. Here we go.
Suspense is killing me.
I know. So I got lack of view, right? So I got 4 options.
Yep.
Wants to get the data from a microchip hidden in/on.
Okay.
Wants to bring down a big corp with something. Wants to make contact with an informant and wants to follow the tracking device planted on or in.
Ooh, okay. So we have a murderer, and these are all very interesting motivations for them.
I gotta go with wants to bring down the big corp with something.
That's actually kind of cool. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna write this down.
It's feeling very cyberpunk with a dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we have a murderer who wants to bring down the big corp with something. We don't know what. Okay, so figuring out that what's gonna fall to me. So I have to draw an anchor card and an agent card. And one of these things is going to be kind of like the object of this murderer's desire. So that's going to be interesting. All right. Okay. So I have to pick. I think what my top options would be. All right. Okay.
If you're laughing, go with it.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm like, wait, this is insane. Forget it. Okay, I'm going with it. Okay. I'm choosing an imp. So a murderer wants to bring down the big corp with an imp.
Oh my God. I love it.
So this is already like a mix of like, I don't know. This is kind of almost giving me craft sequence vibes a little bit because it's like you got corporations, but you got an imp in the mix now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have Marshall. You're going to pick a conflict card. We're going to see what's
just one?
Yeah, just one.
You want me to choose or read them all out? Oh, no, there's only 2. I forgot there's only 2. Oh. Okay, so it has to do with prejudice.
Okay.
But they will have to confront prejudice, but they will have to exploit prejudice.
Ooh. A murderer and an imp. Are they going to deal with prejudice or exploit it?
Do I have to decide?
Yeah.
All right. Shoot. Let's go with exploit.
Okay. We'll exploit prejudice. That was the whole thing, just right? Exploit prejudice.
Yeah, but they will have to exploit prejudice. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a classic card. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So now we can now do y'all want to add like some descriptive adjectives to the imp or the murderer?
I mean, I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
that'll just layer some complexity maybe?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So since you Nick, you choose a descriptor for the murderer, and Marshall, you choose a descriptor for the imp.
All right.
So that would be the aspect card. So just
The
pick
green
one of
ones?
those.
I got the imp, you said?
Yeah, you got the imp. You got to give a little flair to him.
God. I got fiery, humble, divine, or precious. What the heck are we gonna do with this? I'm gonna go with fiery.
Fiery imp. Okay.
Divine makes him might get too complex there, world building wise.
So I drew 2 cards.
Okay.
I don't know if I was supposed to, but I did.
It's
He
fine.
just said-
We'll roll with it.
He drew.
Yeah.
He said draw one, but
I did, but we'll roll with the 2.
Okay. Well, then I go with the first card. I like the second card better, if I'm being honest.
go with the second card.
But-
We'll go with the second. Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, okay, fine. Look, I don't always play by the rules. Shape-shifting.
A shape-shifting murderer. I love it. Yes.
Now,
Okay.
here's the thing. I've got like 18 ideas on what does shape-shifting mean.
Okay, so that's the next thing I want to do. So okay, so now we have a general story seed here. Okay, so just for the audience, just to catch them all up, what we have here, we have a shape-shifting murderer wants to bring down the big corporation with the fiery imp, but they will have to exploit prejudice. So my first question for both of you,
Okay.
is this even a story you would normally write? Or is this in any way pushing boundaries that you wouldn't normally tap into? Just based off the story seed that we've created here.
No, this
I-
is on par.
Yeah, no, I think I would write something like this for sure.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like for me at least, like as we were like constructing, I was like, yeah, this definitely feels like some shit I would write. Like not, especially like with the I think once you added the shape shifting in there, Nick, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Now this is like this is so up my alley. I can't even say no anymore. Okay,
But that
so
adds some complexity to the prejudice angle too. Because if he's shape shifting, yeah, okay.
So what's the prejudice? And then okay, so I'll ask you to this then because we don't quite know. So what if you had this idea and you were starting to write it? What would the prejudice be that you would build into this particular story?
It depends on I think it would depend on maybe POV, maybe, but I don't know. Like the imp is intriguing to me, but the shape shifting you get to play with changing depending on how you do that, be able to change how you look. So that could be a way to exploit.
Right. Right.
What do you think, Nick?
I have 2 angles.
Okay.
So, and based on these words,
People not benefiting from the video feed, Nick has a very mischievous look on his face, and I'm very excited.
I do. So it is based on the words, right? So, fiery imp and shape-shifting murderer. Those contextually, like fiery could just be someone who is quick to anger, someone who's quick to come back and like be in someone's face, being confrontational. Or we go the other direction and go fantasy wise and be like, this mofo is always on fire, literally on fire everywhere they go, right? Like
literal interpretation.
And then the shape shifting is the interesting one to me because we all know what a shapeshifter is, but then when you also look at shape shifting, like code switching, how do you act in certain spaces? And if we're taking down a big corporation, we're doing it with someone who doesn't fit the norm. That means there is a normal way to behave in society on how you act and look and respond to stuff. And my shapeshifter is that person that can mold to any group that they're with. They don't like people not being able to be themselves. And I'm thinking not far future, but not like super near future where it's like, I'm going to like, Tesla's taking over. AI's doing all our jobs. We're all supposed to be just model citizens from here on out because the government's taking care of us now. But it's all predicated on Tesla's working and AI working to keep society functioning. So my shapeshifter is the guy that's in and out of all these different factions trying to work stuff out. but they're actually the face of the corporation.
See, that's some very espionage.
That is the tangent that I have gone on in 10 seconds.
These ideas. There are no tangents with this. You literally are exemplifying the whole point of me wanting to do this. I want to see where each of our individual brains go with like these particular elements.
All right. Do you want to know where mine went?
Yeah, for 100%. Yes.
Okay. So mine went, I think it's mostly because I'm consuming this TV show, The Americans, right now. That's all about changing how you look, working an agent, spying on people, dealing with, being in a place and you're not supposed to be there, but people don't question that you're there. And so I got the shapeshifter, and I kept that little cyberpunk angle in my head. So I'm thinking more along the lines of him shapeshifting to infiltrate the corporation, to bring them down in some way. So that's kind of where my mind went as far as the shapeshifting. But it is very similar to what Nick was saying with the code switching too, because you have to do that,
Yeah.
And the fiery imp, I like the idea of it actually having some sort of fire abilities and being able to get the imp in where it needs to be to bring the corporation down. Maybe a server room or something. I don't know. That's where my brain's going currently.
No,
as you just said that, I was like, the fire imp is a virus that you're trying to upload.
Oh, I like that even better. That's the name of the virus. I love that.
Yeah, now see, that makes me, that's really cool, Nick, that you can like change it that way, because then it like, yeah, that actually, so what I was thinking initially, like first instinct I had was like, oh, this is a world where people who have like supernatural abilities have been like prejudiced against, and these two somehow use that to infiltrate this corporation, and I don't know, do something that like kind of like helps their overall cause. But then I was like, wait, that feels kind of like I don't know, that feels like kind of like the easy answer. So then I was like, okay, what if the guy, yes, he's a murderer, but he's murdering the right people.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they're kind of like, it's kind of like almost like Revenge. I don't know if y'all remember that show. I love that show with a lady who basically goes around like she doesn't kill them necessarily, but she does things to take down all these people who framed her father for committing a terrorist act, which he actually didn't commit. So I was thinking some shit like that. I was like, oh, this feels like it could be like have like some Revenge Kill Bill vibes a little bit, where like this person's murdering people, but they have every right to, and it's yeah. So that was my thought.
I like it.
Okay, so we created this character. So we created a couple of characters out of it. So okay, so if you were to, so I guess next thing I want to change it up a little bit and like see what happens when we throw a little bit of throw a wrench into it, I guess. Let's so we're gonna add a character that's going to be an opposing character to this particular story seed. So what we're gonna do is this. So this is gonna be the fun part. So each of you are going to pick an agent card.
Okay.
And something on that agent card, just pick the one you would least likely pick.
Least likely.
That would go against the normal grain of what you would do.
Oh my God. I think.
Okay, I have to say all of my options that I have because it's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
A musician, an artist, a dancer, a writer.
So mine must have been, again, I think my students mix this up. I think this is from the horror deck. I have a groundskeeper, a gravedigger, a zombie, and a mortician.
Ooh, okay. So y'all both got to pick the one you would least likely pick.
A writer.
Okay.
I would say the gravedigger.
Okay. A writer and a gravedigger. Okay. So what I'm going to say now will probably this is where we're going to stretch our brains a little bit. Okay. So how do we combine those two into creating one character? Someone that is both a writer and a gravedigger.
What story is he trying to tell?
Does he write the stories of the people that he buries?
It's kind of what I'm thinking.
And so now I like that. So we have a writer who writes the stories of the people that he buries. Now, how would that put him or her? We don't know. We haven't.
Do they make them into characters for their stories based on what they did and how they died?
Ooh, okay.
And them telling the story somehow has to get mixed up with our murderer guy. Maybe the murderer killed one of the dudes and he's writing the story about it.
And ends up getting caught in this little web,
caught
right?
up in it.
See, so you see now this is a whole different kind of...
I want a different track, man.
Yeah.
Nick's face, he's like, no, I wasn't thinking that at all. What are you thinking, you nut?
Yeah, throw it. See that this is the whole point. Y'all are making me so happy because this experiment is working exactly how I wanted it to.
Oh no, this is fun as hell. Okay, Nick, what do you got?
Spy versus spy. You got a gravedigger, aka another murderer, who has a specific place where he buries the bodies, writes their stories, and that's how he makes his living. Stumbles upon a body that wasn't his, and now he's on a death track to figure out who the hell buried a body in my spot.
In my spot?
Yo, that changes the context of this story so much.
So you have someone take out the corporation, but then you have like chaos character who's like, you're in my spot. Why the hell you dump bodies in my spot?
What if it's an agent working for the corporation that is burying in his spot?
Straight up chaos monkey, man. That is what I'm going after. Like, you got another murderer who's basically become jealous that their spot has been discovered and somebody else is using it. And they want to know who. Okay,
but why this spot?
It's territorial. Okay. This is my spot. I've been burying bodies here for 20 years.
Hannibal Lecter type shit. Yeah. Like, I'm the one killer here. You can't come in here killing people.
Yeah, who else is killing on my watch?
Exactly. Like, and the big thing is going back to, the gravedigger aspect. This is their spot. This is the bodies that they tend. These are the stories that they tell. There's a body and a story that he can't tell, and now he's bothered by it.
I like it.
Pure chaos.
I feel like
it is pure chaos, and I'm like, how else do you derail someone without it's a complete derail that has nothing to do with the corporation.
True,
but it's an external conflict that they have to resolve in order to get their mission done.
So two cards, and this story has taken a completely different turn. Which is like kind of like what I would. So yes, y'all doing exactly what I was hoping would happen, and just like showing that, like, yeah, that like ideas can go any way, that can take any vector and like do anything. So
it'll be fun if we put these, the little cards in the show notes, and people can add in the Discord what they might do with it. I think that might be entertaining too. Actually, people want to participate.
Let's do that, because maybe I'll put.
If you're writing it down, I can just copy and paste and put in there.
I'm writing it down for sure. Yeah, I am writing it down. Yeah.
Anyway, just see what people would do. So where are we at with this?
So now we've created an antagonist. We have, or maybe it could be the protagonist. I don't know. We have characters in opposition in the world. So what I was going to do next is actually. So I don't know if y'all have this one. It's okay if you don't. I have the deck of worlds, and I was going to have us actually create the setting that this thing is taking place in.
I don't think I don't have that one.
Okay,
well, let's do it.
That's cool. So I can check my expansion. I can do the card pulling, but I will let y'all do the choosing. So
okay, yeah, the ones I have are all of the genre expansions. I don't have the deck of worlds.
Totally fine. I kind of anticipated this would be me. You having the story engine was cool enough that made this part like fun. But yeah, I am totally fine helping create the setting here.
It's pretty fun it's pretty fun to do as a just for fun with my students too. If they're having a hard time with ideas, we got to play with them sometimes. I'm like, pull some cards and see what happens,
Yeah, no, for sure. So, okay. So we're going to So now we know we have a murderer who shapeshifts. We have an imp. We got exploitation. We got prejudice. We got big corporations, and we also have a writer who is also a serial killer. Apparently,
He started as gravedigger, but apparently he's a serial killer.
yeah, he's a
according to
serial.
Nick.
He digs graves, but he's a serial killer as well. So
Okay, I'm down.
Our she is. We don't know. You know, we get yeah. All right, so now we're gonna figure out the world that this takes place in, or at least somewhat of the setting. All right, so for this we're gonna use Deck of Worlds for those out there listening. And the first part of that is we're gonna create a little micro setting. So I have to draw a region card. So I'm gonna pull the card, but I'm gonna let Nick decide. I'm gonna pull a couple of them, and I'm gonna pull 3, and I'm gonna give you 3 options, Nick. You're gonna tell me which one you want.
It's a bad idea, but I like it.
All right. So is this story taking place in a glacier, a basin, or a bayou?
Oh, come on. You already know. We going straight up bayou, baby.
Bayou. Okay. So we got some humidity in here. All right. So that is what we're doing.
What is that doing with the bodies?
Yeah. People getting buried in swamp water, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So. Okay, actually, I need to keep that card out. Let me keep. And then next thing, Marshall, I'm gonna pick 3 landmarks. So these are gonna be like something that's actually in this setting, and you tell me which one you want to actually be the landmark.
I'm ready.
All right. So we got. Actually, I'll just do 2 cards because it's 2 on each one. So okay, so you get 4 options.
All right.
So is this bayou going to have a hall, a vent, a cottage, or a copse? Is that how you pronounce it? C-O-P-S-E? Yeah, copse.
Yeah, copse of trees.
Yeah.
I think we have to have the cottage.
Cottage, okay. So
I'm imagining a cottage somewhere in the bayou.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where homeboy's burying the bodies. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he has like some acres out here. He's just burying people. All right, so, okay, next thing is we're going to name our bayou. So that's going to be a namesake card. I think I'll do that one. I'll pick one because there's like 4 options on it. All right, so is this going to be the Bayou of Driftwood or Driftwood Bayou? Ooh, I kind of like that name. The Bayou of Tentacles. The Bayou of Smugglers. The Bayou of Splintered Mass. I feel like I gotta go with Bayou of Tentacles. That feels like the proper name.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, it feels right. All right, so we got a cottage in the Bayou of Tentacles. All right. This is a wild story already. All right, so okay, so then there's gonna be an origins card, which is like a significant event that happened in the past of this place. So I'm going to let Nick pick this one. All right, so this is a significant event that happened in the Bayou of Tentacles past. So this is all going to be part of it.
I got to get this deck.
Yeah, it's really fun. It is really fun. You can like create crazy ass little settings and shit. All right, so in the Bayou of Tentacles, was this place a former shipyard? Was it the site of a historic sea battle? Was it reclaimed from the sea? Or was it originally misidentified by its discoverer?
Ooh. Reclaimed by the sea.
Okay. Reclaimed from the sea. Sorry, my bad. I said by the sea. It's reclaimed from the sea. Okay. Wow, that was a good one, Nick. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, wait a second. That opens up.
Well, I mean, think about I'm thinking Louisiana on this one, right?
When you said tentacles too, so tentacles.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, got this. Okay, so this is starting to lean way more like fantasy horror a little bit now.
Fantasy horror with a nautical
setting
twist.
for sure.
like urban fantasy with some hoodoo.
Yeah, it almost gives me like secondary world, like urban fantasy a little bit, like an original, but it's like an urban setting. Getting that. Okay, so we have now we got to figure out some of the present day attributes of this place. So, Marshall, I'm going to let you pick that. It's an attribute card. Let me see which one I want.
You said present day?
Yeah, this is for present day. So, in the present day, is the Bayou of Tentacles known for its colleges, its non-physical currency, its rapid-fire seasons, or is it a popular spot for duels?
Oh, what? I can't stop thinking about the duels now.
It is a good one.
But like, what does that mean for like if people are going here to duel?
I mean, that would explain why the writer can get away with killing so many people.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like
that is, he challenges people to a duel. Hey, come tell me your story. Gets the story, slaps a duel at the end, murders their asses, buries them scot-free because you were in a duel.
All right, I'm gonna go with the duels one.
Okay,
that one. We can
I am enjoying this way too much.
No, I'm so happy because like I was this whole time I was like I hope they like this. Okay, so
I could do this all day.
Okay, so it's a popular spot for duels, right? All right, so this explains probably why our Okay, so I think there's one last aspect of it. Okay, so this one is going to be called Advents, and it's basically stuff that could change the future of this current place or whatever. So I'm going to pick one, but I'm going to let you two debate it out over which one it should be.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. All right. You give your reasonings, give your case. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you each give your case for why you want it, and then I'll decide which one I actually want.
All right, okay.
I like it.
So for the Bayou of Tentacles, has a sudden growth erupted in an otherwise barren area? Or have there been reports of mineral deposits that have brought a prospecting rush? All right, Marshall, which one would you rather go for?
I'm going to go with the second one because I think bringing people there would give our POV character a reason to have more interactions with people in this area, to gather more stories. Why are people there? Maybe there's something out there that he's sitting on that he's aware of and drawing people in. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay. Nick, what do you think?
Repeat the first one so I get this right.
Sudden growth has erupted in an otherwise barren area.
Okay. Hear me out.
Hey, no, this is your forum. Lay it out here.
Floor is yours. Oh boy.
We in Louisiana, we in the Bayou, we got voodoo, hoodoo, we got old school magic happening. There's been a plethora of ghosts. There's been an uprising growth of ghosts. Okay. And it's becoming a tourist trap.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna respond to both of your propositions and like tell you where my mind's going on it. So what I like about Marshall's is that like I feel like mineral deposits would explain the presence of this big corporation being there and then wanting to like harvest something, and maybe there's a community of like supernaturals that were in this bayou who kind of called it home, but now this corporation's coming in and screwing shit up because all of a sudden minerals have been discovered there that are of value. Now, that's what I'm thinking with Marshall's. But with yours, Nick's, what I'm thinking is like, okay, if there's like a sudden emergence of ghosts, that could definitely explain the prejudice. And I think it would also tie into reclamation from the sea. Because it's just like maybe this emergence of ghosts. Maybe this bayou wasn't always reclaimed by the sea. Maybe it was like some ancient city or something, and some tidal wave took it out, or like it was like Atlantis, and now the seas pulled it back, but now all the ghosts of this old city underneath are like coming out of it. So I don't know which one.
I think one of the hard parts about the two different directions you went is genre at the end of the day. What genre do you want to write in? Because it's like, if we write in like supernatural urban fantasy versus a near future fantasy or urban fantasy.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes a difference,
are we going supernatural or are we going more urban fantasy? Because that's where my decision would be split on this one.
So and I think in my head too, we had proposed in the beginning about, well, in my head, I think with the shapeshifting, maybe it's not full, it could be shapeshifting, but it also could be disguises. It also could be, so if and I liked your idea of the fiery imp. So if we kept it more urban fantasy cyberpunky, then the corporation coming in to try to get the thing might make more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we go with the supernatural vibe, that's where I'm like, it's got to be ghosts. Like with all the other options that we have, like, and
I like the idea. Sorry.
Yeah, Brent, you can't go wrong with either.
Well, I just had a thought too. What if the ghosts are from all these people that have died from duels, and like these people are probably, maybe there's like, I don't know, maybe the whole reason duels were happening here is because like they needed the dead to bind something. Like, oh shit, I just had an idea. See, this is crazy. What? Okay, so it's called the Bayou of Tentacles, right? What if there's like some ancient like Kraken god that like the only reason they were able to reclaim this place from the sea is because they started using the dead to bind it, but you had to get more dead there, so you made it a popular spot for duels. And so now you're like you've been binding the dead to like keep this city in place, or this whatever, Bayou safe. And now all of a sudden something is happening to disrupt that shit.
Well, here's the thing. You started saying that, and I was like, this is a Lovecraftian horror story where the corporation is trying to hide this.
And something has to happen with the cottage and the gravedigger, though. Like, he has to be tied to the history of this place in some way, which is why he owns the land, right?
Yeah.
So is he allowing people to come and duel here?
So shape-shifting and fire imp. Let's talk about that real quick. Literal shape-shifting and fire. If we go that route, he's an undead. He's an undead ghost that just owns the land and caretakes for the land, and that's his job. And his soul can't rest until he collects enough souls to feed the monster.
So this could definitely So I have to make a choice because I
was saying we went straight to ghost story there now. Okay,
we have to make a choice. Okay, mineral deposits. All right, the sudden ghost. Fuck. Y'all both have presented good ideas. So,
which direction you want to write the story, Brent?
But so it's so funny though, because like both could be really like. That's why I love this, because it's like, okay,
I'm writing everything down. There might be a scenario where like I push out a 3,000-4,000 word story for fun this weekend.
Why not? That's what I love about
this.
That's what I love about this. You could just do random things with it. Okay, so I do have to make a choice though. So I'm going to go with I just like the ghost thing. It sounds fucking nuts. I think I like it because it sounds nuts. Okay, so it's been a sudden eruption of ghost in the bayou.
Mine's definitely more grounded. I think we should go with the ghost.
I mean, no, yours could be very interesting too, though, because it's like the thing that I like, and this is kind of my own personal approach to world building, is that like I like to build some of this like skeletal stuff and then ask the deeper questions, because like, yeah, it could have been minerals, but we don't know what the fuck kind of mineral. Is it a mineral that like helps ships float in the air? Is it a mineral that like can kill a guy?
Let's go with both. It's a mineral deposit of the human soul.
Oh, see, there you go. So I'm gonna do this then. So
you can combine them, Brent.
Instead of like folding the card like one way or the other, I'm just gonna slide it with both, and we're just gonna have both problems in existence. Fine, let's do it.
I like it. All right, solved.
All right, so we got mineral growth that is tied to the human soul. Okay. All right, so we have created basically, we got a setting, we got a few characters, we got so at this point of it, where would y'all take the story next?
Well, I guess that was my next thing, is like, so if this is where we stop with the building, like, how do you package your ideas and start to focus it? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So like for me, like if I got this as a prompt and was like, okay, take this prompt and go write it. I think for me, at least, the POV I would take, I would actually even though like we started off with this murdering shapeshifter as the POV, I think the POV I would actually take if I was writing it out would be the writer who's killing people. Because I feel like I could do something interesting with the narrative of it, and I could almost tell it in an epistolary style, where this guy is like the tale of, I don't know, the tale of the red beard from the South and how I killed him, and like, here's his story that led to his death before meeting me. And like, and then the way I would do it was like each story would individually like lay out like these victims and kind of build in the background, build up the Bayou of Tentacles, and, you know, kind of build up this background of like, okay, this corporation is like harvesting this mineral, and then maybe do like, I don't know, maybe do like 5 or 6 stories, and then like have it be where like he comes up, like Nick said, he comes up on the grave. He's like, hey, I didn't put that guy there. Where the fuck this come from? And then switch it to the POV of like the murdering shapeshifter somehow. That's my like immediate writer brain if I got this prompt, what I would do with it.
See, I went the other way.
Okay, no, see, I love that. That is the best answer, because this is what I want people to hear. So,
well, I mean, I went the other way in that because I pulled the card originally. In my head, the POV character was a shape-shifting murderer. I like the idea. This is where my brain went. I like the idea of this character working for the corporation, and also, I don't know, maybe also trying to, like, maybe murdering on their behalf, maybe doing some spy work or something.
Ooh,
but
okay.
But then maybe the same target, him and the gravedigger guy have the same target, and then he gets wrapped up into this other thing. I don't know. I like the POV of the murderer a little bit, of the shapeshifter a little bit more. I don't know what I would do with it fully yet, but I like the idea of it kind of being tied in, him being kind of linked with the corporation and maybe having to deal with this Bayou situation in some way. Like, it also makes me wonder what type of corporation I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? And I would probably flesh that out in some way to make it a little shadier. Like, maybe the minerals are for one thing, but maybe they're also doing something else, and that's why this guy is involved with them. I don't know. Maybe the shape-shifting is a secret from the I don't know.
I like it though.
I know I'm half forming ideas in my head, but
no, that's the best part. At least for me, I think like, especially I think for the whole point of this is to show people that like, one, ideas can sprout up from anywhere and go do any direction, any place, but like everyone is going to bring their like own unique approach to this basket of like concepts, I guess.
No, totally. Nick, what are you thinking? Oh boy,
not me storyboarding.
I'll say you're drawing something or writing something. I can see.
Oh, dude, like I got character names. I've got. I'm full deep. Like, I'll flesh this out. So the route I'm going is dual POV, but I like the epistolary approach to the gravedigger. So we're telling stories of duels, of different souls collected.
Oh, because he's a writer too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he's a writer, right? So it's a journal entry, essentially.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But it's all, it's going back to like, this gravedigger and writer is writing these because he's stuck in this time, he's stuck in this world, and he's collecting souls for this Lovecraftian horror that the Bayou of Tentacles is named after. How does this fit into our main character, the shapeshifter and the imp, right? Right now, there's a crisis with AI. If how do you power AI? We don't have enough resources. They figured out a way to power AI generators on human souls through this Lovecraftian horror. You feed this horror, you feed your AI machine. Gravedigger is there to bring worthy souls to the horror, which he discovers a body he did not bring, which is an unworthy soul, and he has to go, and he's stuck in this area, so he's heightens his patrols and stuff like that. Again, documenting in his journal what he's discovering, other bodies that he's finding, and it's all linking back to a corporation that he actually works for but doesn't realize it. Nix gets involved in this because he figures out how AI is being powered. So he's just going to go take out the generator, not realizing it's Lovecraftian horror. The story ends in a duel of fates between the two. And you get a last epistolary from the gravedigger of the soul that was the most worthy that he didn't want to take.
That's see, I like how like it each was how there was like stuff that was similar, and then stuff that like we kind of went out and did out.
Yeah, I would want to circle back and figure out the writer part of it. Maybe there's a journalist aspect. I don't know. Like, I know mine is a little, and I love writing.
Well, and I'm taking the term writer loosely in this.
Yeah. I'm just
a novelist. Like,
yeah.
Think about 1700s. Who was considered a writer? Someone who journaled.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah.
You know, so and it's a throwback to, not throwback, but it's a callback to that different time period, raising and reclaiming from the sea, and like
it almost
hundreds of years of like harvesting and working on this horde to feed it, and now it's got a connection to the corporation, which now links them instead of just pure chaos, and now puts them on a path of inevitability, because one needs to feed the horror, one needs to kill the horror.
I like the idea of the writer, like a journalist, but like maybe if it bring it to modern day, like he's like I don't know, publicist or something for the corporation, and he's trying to figure, I don't know, like trying to spin the bullshit they're doing or something, and because we still got to work in some of this other stuff too, like what are they exploiting? What is the corporation exploiting? I don't know. Like I'm running off the end here.
Well, and that's where I go off of the worthy soul.
Mm-hmm.
Corporations telling him who he needs to interview and kill. That's where the prejudice comes in.
Okay.
So do y'all feel like, just based off what we have, like would it be something you would write as like a short story, or like a novella, or like even a full on novel? Like, do you think that there's enough with what we come up with? Well, what would you put it in?
I would start probably novelette, novella, but like a series of them. Maybe do different POVs depending on what's going on. I like the idea of having one story following one character and one following another, and then them overlapping a little bit, but in separate stories rather than one POV. I don't know, or one story with two different POVs. I don't know. That was just the first.
No, I like that. Reaction. I feel like the setting is just the little bit we've made of the setting here. I feel like it's rich enough to like pull multiple POV stories out of it.
Yeah.
And who comes to the duel? Because I mean, that's part of it. Like, what year is it?
Right. Like, what is this world like? Yeah, what is it like? Because that's almost like some anime shit, right? Like, we're pulling up to this city and we're gonna duel. Like,
oh fuck you! I'll meet you at the bayou, fool. Let's duel.
Yeah, like, let's go. Like, we're going to the bayou of tentacles to settle this shit. And it's like,
but and like, that's so that invites a bunch of characters who are dueling. And is it something outlying from society, or is it part of society? You know what I mean?
So, and that's why I like the bayou setting, right? Like rural places, man. Like that stuff does still happen.
Yeah. So like these people,
you know, it's like, you know, you fighting in the backyard because you got beef to settle. Yeah. You're taking it to the bayou. Yeah. And we're going to let the tentacles decide.
Like the tentacles going to figure this shit out. We go, you know.
I'll meet you at the tentacles at noon, fool. You know?
You can keep it like, just, I think that there's a lot of, with the little bit we even came up with. And that's the thing I love about all these decks. And especially once you start blending them together, is that like it creates a space for you to ask a lot of questions about what you're creating, while at the same time having a lot of fun with it. Yeah. So sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to skip over you, but like, what would you do? Would it be short story, novelette, novella?
I mean, honestly, like I lean towards short story where you're catching the end of everything. That you know, pulling from Star Wars, like that duel of fates. Mm-hmm. You have two people on a crash course with different ideas, and you can. Part 1, part 2 is two different POVs, and then part 3 is the clash. and the result of that. I think there's enough there to make an interesting short story and things like that and get traction that way. But I can also see, like, I love novelette series and novella series.
Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, you could have 6 novellas out of this because like,
we got the Bayou of Tentacles series.
Bayou of Tentacles series. You could like literally like
Tales from the Tentacles.
Yeah.
Who's writing book 1?
But
Who's
it's like
writing book 2?
I know, right?
What I like about this,
pass it off. Each one does a different book.
I like that. Yeah.
I just, with what we have, like, you could go really any direction. Is how much more do you want to world build into this?
That too. Yeah.
Like, I think that's the biggest consideration. Where I'm at is like, nah, dude, like, let's get to the end. We can talk about the history and stuff like that, and we can set that up through the shapeshifter, who I've named Nyx at this point already.
I was wondering, you dropped a name earlier. I was like, did he just name that character already?
Yeah, I've named that character. So we got Marcus as the Gravedigger, because he's old, man. He born in the 1800s, right? He got an old school name. We got Nyx. We got Lysel the Imp, right?
Lysel?
They tagged him in it. They trying to take down Corpo. They got to go take out the Lovecraftian horror AI generator. Crash course with our resident ghostly murderer who's going to write your story and make money later. You know what I mean? Like,
how this all sounds.
Well, what's funny too is one of the things I told my students whenever they use this too, I was like, some of the ideas as you start to actually craft the thing, you might drop a couple of them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and just not use parts of them. But I like that we're, as of this moment, incorporated most of it. Which makes for some complex world building. But when the complexity comes, then you can start figuring out, okay, could you have a series in this world? You know what I mean? Which I think is pretty fun to think about.
Well, and I think like it probably goes to what you were saying too. Like for some of us, we tend to need to expand when we're creating, and some of us need to contract. So there's probably going to be a few people who would get something like this and be like, you know what? I don't really need the imp, or like, maybe let's take out the corporation. Let's just focus on the buy. You said, some people will probably take out different things, and but I think you two have really helped me prove my point tonight, which is kind of just like you can give people a basket of ideas and ingredients or whatever, and like just create wildly different things. And so for me, you guys have made me very happy tonight, because now I feel like my hypothesis was proven.
No, I love it. And then I think this is why, like, I don't know why D&D works so well for so long too. Is like people get collective storytelling. Like we didn't tell the story, but we did. We grabbed a bunch of stuff and we're like, okay, now we can run with it, which I think is pretty fun to think about.
And there's definitely like this thing may not be a fully formed homunculus, but there's definitely like some bones and organs and things in here. Like, so it may not have skin and muscle yet, but like it's definitely like.
In my head, we good, man. I ain't start writing this weekend.
Nick's gonna write it.
Like this is enough to like literally just be like, okay, I can go take this and go like writing done.
What I like about this is like, I'm a discovery writer. This is perfect.
Yeah,
this is all you need. I know my conflict. I already thought of my ending, like just naturally. I know my apex, my climax here, like I know my characters, like this is like discovery. Do I like it at the end or not? Well, keep working on it.
And I think a larger kind of point in all this too is that like if you're out there and you're a writer and you're struggling with something, or you like have an idea and you're not quite sure about it, talk to other writers. Don't hold on and like keep it because you think your idea is so precious and someone might steal it and run off with it. The three of us literally had the exact same materials, and for the most part, we went in different directions. So, like, don't be afraid to like reach out to other writers or reach out to other people to get like, either inspiration or advice, or just like, hey, what would you do with this? Like, I don't think the idea that like someone's just going to take your idea and make millions off of it is just not the reality of it. Like,
Because you still have to write the story at the end of the day.
You still have to write your story at the end of the day. And I think you hold yourself back by like not letting yourself be in community with people. I mean, look how much fun we had.
That was a blast. I feel like we should tell people, you know, look out for Tales from the Tentacles soon. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fun as hell, dude. That was fun.
Yeah. So thank y'all for this. This definitely proved we didn't even get to use the Lore Masters deck. There's still one more deck that we could have used, and we didn't even touch on that. And look at this. So
no, we're off and running. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm glad that worked out. So yeah, I guess to just kind of like wrap it all up for anybody out there listening, just, you know, have fun with your ideas. Don't treat them so preciously. Don't be afraid to walk away from them, because it doesn't mean you can't come back later. Yeah, so that would be my advice, especially if your idea is to be a working writer and to have a lot of things published. You're going to have to go through a lot of false starts, or, you know, you're going to have to go through ideas that may seem good in the moment, but don't actually work once you try to execute them. So don't be afraid to, like, I think Charlie Jane Andrews says this too, but don't treat it like first dates. Go on a lot of first dates with your ideas and have fun with it.
And this has been Just Keep Writing, a podcast for writers, by writers, to keep you writing. You can find us at justkeepwriting.org. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to any of us on our social medias, and please jump in our Just Keep Writing Discord channel. Links to all of that is in the show notes. Lastly, please support our show by going to patreon.com/justkeepwriting. We offer daily writing prompts, early access to podcast episodes, and much more. Thanks for listening, and just keep writing.